Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Geby Anggraeni. My student's number is 202122069. Here, I'd like to present my proposal of quantitative research. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, for the first one is the background. The background itself divided into 4 stages. The first one is the issue. The issue of this study is the influence of using Elsa Speak on students' pronunciation skill. Therefore, in this proposal or in this research, I'd like to look for the influence of using Elsa Speak to the improvement of to the improvement of students' pronunciation skill. And for the second stages is the previous study. At least I found 3 researches that research in the same topic, which is look for the effectiveness of using Elsa Speak on students' pronunciation skill. And here are some researchers, the research itself. The first one, there is Nur Wahid and Ahmad Munawir, which has held their research on 2022, and there is Rinaipi and friends, which is the research on the same year, and the last one Ita Sarmita and Ismail, which is held the research on 2020. However, from the previous study that I found, I also found the gap of the study and what are they? The first one is the pre-experimental design. Yes, from these 3 researches that I found, all of these are used the pre-experimental, where as I knew that this design is we should avoid this design, because this design only use one group for do the research. And for the second gap is it held in high school. Yes, from these 3 research, one of them is held the research in one vocational high school, and for 2 last are held in a university, and the population is the college student of English major. And the last stage is the focus. There are 2 focus for this research. The first one is the influence of Elsa Speak, and the second is the students' pronunciation skill improvement. For the next is the formulation of the problem. As you can see here, that the formulation is only one, which is it is looking for whether the using of Elsa Speak application will give a good influence to the students' pronunciation skill. Especially the student itself is the student on 8th grade of junior high school. Or in another word, will Elsa Speak the using of Elsa Speak application will improve the students' pronunciation skill. Alright, for the next is the operational definition. For the operational definition itself, we just have 2. The first one is pronunciation skill. The pronunciation skill, it refers to a skill that focus on how to say or pronounce a word correctly towards accent that someone follow. The accent here means just for the standardized English, which is the American English and British. And the second is Elsa Speak. Elsa Speak is an application that uses the artificial intelligence to help someone in drilling to have a good, fluent pronunciation. And in this application, there are some various activities which will make the user more attractive in using the application. And the next is the aim of the research. The aim of this research is to find out that the using of Elsa Speak give a good influence or improve the students' pronunciation skill, especially for the 8th grade of junior high school. And the next is the significance of the study. If the aim of this study is reached, there are some impacts that will be there. The first one is increase the knowledge of the impact of using the application towards the skills of young learner. And the second is the using of ELSA Speak can be implemented in teaching pronunciation in the classroom continuously. Alright, next is the literature review. The literature review here I divided into two. The first one is pronunciation and the second is ELSA Speak. As you can see here, the pronunciation as mentioned by Chef Rizal and friends on 2022 is the way you pronounce a word or the way language is normally used. And beside the definition, there are some important parts of pronunciation that we should dominate if we want to have a fluent pronunciation. And what are they? As Wei said on 2016, there are four important parts. The first one is intonation, and then there is stress and rhythm. The third is consonants, and the last one is vowels. And next is ELSA Speak. ELSA is not the name of someone, but ELSA means the English language speech assistant. As you can see here, the definition that told by Yosinta and Reka on 2022, the ELSA Speak is an artificial intelligence-based language application developed to help its users to improve their pronunciation skill. As you can see from the definition itself, that the ELSA Speak has aimed to improve its users' pronunciation skills. Alright, next is the procedures of using the ELSA Speak. But here is not generally how to use the ELSA Speak, but it is specifically for this research. The first one is download the application, and after downloading, open the application and choose the Indonesian language. And why we refer to choose the Indonesian language? Because it will make the 8th grade student easier in using this application. And after that, tell the student to set this application for education and using it for 15 minutes each day. And after that, sign up by filling the name, the email, and also the password. And after that, go to the home menu and choose the button, tingkatkan pengucapan button. And after that, the student choose take the mini test by choosing the ambil tes mini. And after the test, the student choose the mulai program button. And here it has set day per day, and each day the student will have 5 free tasks. And next is research method. The research method that will be used in this research is the experimental research. Why it will use? Because the experimental itself will find out the cause effect of between the dependent and independent variables. And for the type itself, we will use the quasi-experimental design, unlike the pre-experimental design, which only use one group for the research. However, the quasi-experimental use 2 groups, which are experimental group and control group. And in a quasi-experimental design will not there randomization. And how to implement this? In the beginning, both of experimental and control group will have the same action from the researcher, and after that they will have a pre-test, and after pre-test, both of group will not have the same action anymore. However, but the the experimental group will have a special action, which is the researcher will commanded them to use also speak for learning the pronunciation skill. And after that, in the last, both experimental group and control group will have the post test. For the next is population and sample. As mentioned before, that the population of this research is the 8th grade students of junior high school, which its total is 300 students. And for the sample itself, we use the cluster sampling. And as mentioned before, that we need two groups, experimental and control group. And we choose the 8A and 8G for the experimental group, and 8B and 8I for the control group. And why we choose two classes for each group? It is because we consider the error tolerance of research, and we use the Sloven method, where it explained that the more sample, the more accurate. Alright, for the last is the data collection and the data analysis. As mentioned in the research method, that we will hold the pre-test and the post-test to the both groups, and the data from both tests that will be used for this research. And the next is the data analysis. We use two formula. The first is the normality test, that which is used the Kolmogorov-Smirnov formula, and the second is the t-test. And here are the references that we use for this proposal. That's all. Thank you for your great attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.